Hey guys, welcome to the Dominate DIY Podcast, Episode 7. We got a great call. You don't want to miss this. We're going to hear from Rhonda out in Texas and what she's doing to crush it with Stone Coat Countertops. Stay tuned and enjoy the podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the Dominate DIY Podcast. Here we talk about how to dominate your do-it-yourself projects with simple solutions, providing valuable insights to contractors, professionals, and do-it-yourselfers. I'm your host, Mike Quist. Enjoy the podcast. Dominate DIY. All right, guys, we're going to call Rhonda right now. Let's see what she has to say about what she's doing out there in Texas to do all different aspects of Stone Coat Countertops and her plans right now. Let's go. Hey Rhonda, Mike here with Stone Coat Countertops. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. We are actually recording this, and we are excited to talk to you. We've been having some good conversations lately, right?
We have, really, and I'm super excited about all of the things we've got planned.
Yes. So tell our audience kind of how we met and how you and I first got to know each other.
Well, actually, I got to know you way before I ever met you. I felt like I was your lifelong friend from all the videos I watched by the time I actually made it up there to to your place. So meeting you was really an honor because you are exactly like you are in the videos.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you very much. That's way cool.
Yeah, it was way cool. I was super excited.
Right on. And you showed me some of your work. You came out here for one of our hands-on classes. You showed me some of your work on your phone, pictures that you've taken. We did a live for your audience. You have a following on Facebook, and so you did a live out here, which I had never done a live. So I was like, wow, that's really cool. But the pictures that you showed me, I could tell that you were seasoned. Do you want to talk about your background and kind of what you do?
Sure. I started painting. Well, I've always been a crafter, a painter, a do-it-yourselfer, because I was always too cheap to buy something that was already done, and I'm like, I can do that.
Sure.
And I started due to a really bad accident that I had, horse accident that I had. I had lots of surgeries on my leg and stuff, so I really wasn't able to rodeo like I had been, and I needed something because I never sit still. I needed something to fill my time. And so I painted me some furniture, and I don't know, I put a picture on Facebook, I guess. And then the next thing I knew, I just started having all these people ask me for custom pieces. And the next thing I knew, my husband built me a 3,500 square foot studio, and I am in full-blown business.
Wow.
But,
wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm booked out about 3 months in advance. And I love it. I found your product. I do kitchen cabinets also. I got into the kitchen cabinet painting business, which is a whole different industry, and I love it.
Sure.
But I kept having people ask me, well, can you do my cabinets, and what do I do about countertops? So I started researching, and I came across your product, and that just, man, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I kept saying, this just cannot be true. It's too good to be true, and there's just no way that this product can be as good as everybody says it was. So I ordered me a kit, and I watched your videos, and I did some sample boards, and I thought, this is it. This is where I'm going with my business.
Wow.
And so I put some stuff on Facebook, and it blew up. I got 14 kitchens booked in a week and a half. So, yeah, at that point is where I went in hyperventilation.
Sure.
And, yeah, so I got really scared. I thought, oh, my gosh. But my husband, being the supporter that he is, just said, we can do this. And I got this, is what he said.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and we just started going and doing and learning. And then when my husband said, hey, why don't you go up and meet Mike and get some more in-depth training. And I'm so glad I did that, because watching your videos is amazing. But that hands-on training and that one-on-one, being able to ask a question when you're standing right there, or having one of your staff guys standing right there and me ask a question maybe when a problem arises, was invaluable to me.
Nice.
Absolutely invaluable to me. So,
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So let's rewind a little bit, and you said something key that I think is important that people need to understand is you were recovering, you had these surgeries, you don't strike me as someone who likes to sit still very long just from meeting you, and you're a firecracker and you're full of energy, and you got old furniture and you started restoring it, and you put a picture up on Facebook, and you actually started some steps. You didn't just sit there and hope or wish. You actually got something and started kind of getting out there and putting yourself out there, because it's kind of scary to put something that you created out on the interweb for everybody to look at and criticize, but you did that, and it seems like it didn't take long for people to really gravitate towards what you were making.
No, I've been in business about 5 years.
Okay.
And when I first started, of course, Facebook is not what it is today as far as the way you advertise and you know, how you can boost your posts and everything. So everything was real organic the way that it happened. It was just kind of word of mouth. But yeah, you know, I've never been scared to put myself out there, because, I mean, I'll talk to the devil. I don't mind. But when it comes to my work, I was a little nervous, because I thought, well, you know, what if someone doesn't like it? So
sure.
I can promise you that there's going to be somebody out there that doesn't like my work, but there's going to be 10 other people that do. So that really didn't bother me, because I knew what I was doing. I was doing a good job, because I put all my heart and soul into it. And I knew that it didn't really matter as long as my customer liked it and I did what my customer asked me to do. And I knew I did my very best, and that's all I can do. So
you're in what part of Texas are you in, Rhonda?
I'm in probably little south central. I'm about an hour east of San Antonio, and I'm about an hour south of Austin.
Okay.
Right outside New Braunfels, Texas.
So
I'm real centrally located.
Can you tell us how people can look up, find you on Facebook, or what's the best way to find you so that they can see what you create and kind of watch what Rhonda's doing? Can you mind sharing that?
Sure, absolutely. Look me up on Facebook, RK, then the number 3 Designs, RK3 Designs. That's my business Facebook page. I'm actually in the process. I'm working with a company that's getting my website up and going, and that's going to be rk3.com, rk3designs.com. But give me a couple of weeks on that, because I'm still having designers get it, fine-tune it the way I want to, and then everything is going to be linked back to my website. I'm going to be doing video tutorials. I'm going to be doing in-house classes, both with the countertops, my faux painting, my cabinet painting. So, yeah, I'm going to have a lot going on between now and probably the 1st of November.
Let's talk.
A lot of changes. Yeah, lots of changes coming. So
let's talk about your faux. So you started out teaching. You have experience teaching faux painting classes, right?
Yes, sir. And doing different finishes on furniture. I do some fun classes where I'll do cutouts. You know, I have these little wooden cutouts, and then they'll come in and paint them. I guess what you would call them were like door hangers or signs and stuff. Okay. I do that. So yeah, I do lots of teaching. I give riding lessons. We train roping and barrel horses. So I've always got somebody at my house learning something.
That's awesome. That's when you were here at the class, I think I made a comment. I need to get you on the payroll, because you were probably helping other people more than you were being taught. It was really cool what you were making, and we'll link your We'll link your Facebook page in the description. We also want to talk about what we've been discussing. You know, one of the problems that we run into at Stone Coat Countertops is we don't like to do classes that are overcrowded. So we keep them to a set number so that we have the right number of staff that can be helping people learn, and people don't feel like they flew out all the way out here to Oregon and they're just a number. We really want that intensive hands-on experience. But because of that, we're very limited who can come to our class. So when you and I talked about you teaching classes, I'm 100% in favor of that. The only concern we would have is how good is somebody with the product. And I could tell anybody listening to this that Rhonda is an expert. You could look at her. You just hired somebody, right?
Yes, I did.
I saw the pictures of what you two were making together in the kitchen that you're currently working on. I love that color. That is such a beautiful job that you're doing, and we'll post that in here too. If, with your permission, can I
sure,
put
absolutely.
So I'll put those up, and goodness gracious, Rhonda is highly skilled, and the pictures that you showed us with some of the texture work that you do, and you're amazing. So we're 100% gonna be behind Rhonda teaching how to use our products. We'll also post and help people find her when you are teaching those classes, because this is going to be a new thing for you. So as it gets closer, we'll help promote that when you get your dates figured out and things like that. And we also want to let folks know in different regions of the U.S., if you're using our products and you're good at them, connect with us if you're interested in teaching classes, because we can kind of help that. But you're really kind of beta testing this with us, Rhonda, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am too. My husband, I think after you and I talked that night, I sat him down and talked to him, and he couldn't even sleep. So we went out.
Awesome.
We went out to the studio, and we're fixing to. We're adding a big classroom and an office and a big break area, and then I'll have my private painting area. But we're going to jump in with both feet. We're going to make it when we have students fly in. I'm going to go talk to the hotels and get some deals with the hotels. I could even pick up people from the airport. So, I mean, I'm not going to halfway do this. I'm going to do it 110% and make it worthwhile to anybody that spends their hard-earned money to go learn, because I've done that. I've flown all over the United States, and I've paid thousands of dollars in classroom time and instructions with some of the best people around. And let me tell you, it is invaluable to learn from the people that have experience. That's just my experience. And I'm still learning. I still fly out to see people. You know, you never stop learning, that's for sure.
Sure, I love that philosophy. And so we've been talking about curriculum and kind of our philosophies on how to, you know, when somebody comes out to our class, most of the time it's because they're interested in adding this to a business or to do some type of monetization with their skills with epoxy. And so we really teach, we start with the basics of what sells best to the public, to the masses. What are people looking for? And then you can always add customization and get crazier and in more depth with any color, but it's nice to learn those basics and then learn how to graduate that piece into something fancy. Yes. So, you know, we've been talking about curriculum, we've been talking about that philosophy, and I think we're on the same page, and I'm excited to kind of see. And we also talked, I want to come out there when you're doing classes and come join you on one and see how it goes and help out and be any assistance that we can. And so
well, you need to quit. You need to quit telling me that, because I am going to hold you to that. You know that, right?
That's why I keep telling you. I'm not just pulling your chain there. I'm serious. No, we love it. Anybody who gets excited about our products, it means so much to us. Everybody's support means so much, and so we want to pay that forward and help anybody who's trying to get better with Stone Coat Countertop products. We love it.
Well, let me tell you what my best reward of everything is. Yeah, I do lots of stuff in-house, like when people bring me their countertops, and we do them here in-house, and I do a lot of, stuff with people. But the reaction from people when you show them the finished product, whether it be their new countertops in their kitchen, a new piece of furniture that belonged to their great-grandmother that I redid, and then they see it. When I get that first reaction, whether it, whatever, happiness and just tears. I've had people cry, and that right there is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Because it's unbelievable, just the satisfaction you get by just helping somebody else, you know?
You know, what we found too, you talked about that emotion. So people are really emotionally attached a lot of times to their homes. That's their home. That's their safe
Exactly.
place. And a lot of folks can't, either they don't want to or they can't afford the money that it takes to remodel a kitchen the traditional ways. But if you're able to use creativity and talent to use the right products to make something appear like it cost a heck of a lot more than it really did, then you've found a way to help folks that couldn't otherwise get those same finishes. You know?
Yeah, you become the hero. Absolutely.
Right. And I think that is that's also what, you know, when I could put up a video now that people go, oh, that's what I was looking for, and then they send me a picture of what they did because of that, that's the best reward we get. And when we go deliver our projects, like I'm going to install a big project tomorrow, when you get to deliver that, especially if they haven't seen the finished product in full yet, you're right, it's like Christmas for them, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a high that you get every time you do it for somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else would you suggest somebody who's listening to this podcast? Because we're finding a lot of the folks listening to these are folks who are already running Stone Coat Countertop businesses, or they're looking for more in-depth details. Where would you say somebody, what advice do you have for folks like that out there?
Oh my gosh, be prepared, because yeah, be prepared. Do samples. I do at least 2 or 3 samples for a customer and make sure they sign off before I start. And just be prepared to grow, because and be prepared to learn. You know, walk in there with an attitude that each job you're going to learn something different. You're going to learn a better way to do it, a faster way to do it, a more efficient way to do it. And take what you say to heart as far as the steps that you need to do in preparing your board, or mixing it, or in my case, you know, I tried to shortcut one time and I burned the corners of a countertop, and I'd start out, you know, I had to kind of go fix it, wait till it dried, sand it, fix it. You know,
Yeah.
that cost me a lot of money. So, and it was all because I was trying to hurry up and get out of there and get to the next job. And I would just say, be prepared for your growth so that it doesn't, you know, catch you by surprise, which it did to me. You know, I had 14 kitchens in a week and a half, and I about had a heart attack.
Yeah. You know, I think you hit some real gems there. And the big one was get your samples approved. One of the highlights and also one of the drawbacks of this product is anything's possible, any look. And because of that and the customization of it, a lot of customers are paralyzed with decision making because there's too many decisions to make. So you really need to guide them with your samples. Here's what I can do. Here's and you and I talked the other day about different techniques. So you got a marble technique, or you got a granite technique, or you got like a more solid color, or quartz, or whatever techniques. I'm going to now print pictures of those in black and white, so they don't see the colors I use, but they're looking at the technique. And then from that point, they're going to then pick color. So we can pick technique, pick color, and then what we do is similar to what you said, is we'll take a picture of the smallest piece in the kitchen. We'll make it. We'll take a picture while it's still wet. We'll send it over on our phone. Make sure the customer likes it. But if we're on site, we'll start with a small piece. We'll have the customer involved in while we make that. They'll approve it, and then we do the whole kitchen. We don't do the whole kitchen and then cross our fingers and hope they like it. You know, so
that exactly. And one thing that I've also run across is when I show them a sample, they'll kind of circle a piece with their finger and say, oh, I want everything to look just like that. And I explain to them that because this is a custom piece and it is a handmade piece, just like, you know, nature, it's unique, that I cannot recreate an exact duplicate of the sample. And that some people just cannot understand that. You know, I can use all the same colors, all the same techniques, but every board is going to be unique in its own way.
Right. You know what? One thing that we found that works good is is in like your most popular color, make a couple samples and say, hey, here's the same recipe, 2 different samples. This is the diversity you can expect.
Perfect. That's a good idea. What I've started doing is so that I get my sample. Having a bunch of samples is easy to do because every time what I do when I go bid a job is I bring my samples that I have. And if they check off on one of the samples I have, then we're good to go. But if they want special samples, say they want different colors or something, I charge $25 per sample. And if they decide to go with the job, then I credit that to their job. That's and then, smart. Boom, I've got 3 more samples.
That's smart. Yeah, that's smart. Another thing that we do is always have boards ready and pre-painted. And then you're going to have a few ounces left on a job. Make a sample board every time, and then a technique that you've been wanting to try it, and each job on your color and your clear coat, you're going to get another sample. And so
and then you put what I was doing is putting the address of that house. So if there's ever a problem and they say, hey, I need this fixed, or I need this, or what about this, I can flip over that board. I know exactly what sample board went with what kitchen, and when I go to that home, it all comes back to me.
Another thing that helped us, this is why we started videotaping our projects, was because we're making a piece and a recipe, and we're trying to match a picture that somebody wanted, and we can't remember when we finally hit a home run. How did we make that? What do we do?
Yeah.
So we started recording it, and then you have an archive of that. And also,
that's excellent. Yeah.
You said you're making a website. When you make that website, if you can put your samples up digitally and then have those in person, people will quickly realize, oh my goodness, it looks better in person, but I already liked it there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have one whole section on the website that's just dedicated to Stone Coat.
Very cool. Very cool. So when is your plan? When's your rough outline of when you think you're going to start a Rhonda class?
Well, the contractor's coming tomorrow, so to start building out everything in the building, the classroom and the offices and the bathrooms. So I'm shooting for the first part of November. That's what I'm shooting for.
Well,
go ahead.
No, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, and I will be doing, if we see that time frame is going to work, then I'm going to do a huge launch on Facebook. I'll talk to y'all. Y'all can put it on y'all's y'all's website or however, and I will definitely put the word out and put the advertising means so that people will be able to know that I'm going to start offering classes. And my goal is to do a class a month. That's my goal.
Good for you, Rhonda. That's awesome, and I can't wait for that. I'm excited for you, and I wanted to talk about the Insiders group a little bit. You've been active.
I love that. I love.
Why do you love it? Let's tell you. I mean, where do you find value in that Facebook page, the Stone Coat Countertop Insiders?
Connection to people that have the same interest as you, same that hit the same walls that you hit, that maybe find a really neat way to do something. It's just, and the talent that is on that page is incredible. Some of the pictures that people post, and I'm thinking, good Lord, how did they do that? And I know the process.
Right.
I know. And sometimes you go, how did they do that?
I know. I love what I'm seeing there. It's incredible. And, it's definitely a connection that we're feeling too, that we're learning so much from our audience all the time, which we appreciate everybody freely giving the information. That's really what Stone Coat Countertops is founded on, is let's help everybody with knowledge so that you are empowered to make awesome stuff. And then because of that, everybody puts their own flair to it and it evolves. Yep. We learned technique from a guy out in Chicago named Keith Gordon. He taught us that technique with the plastic and spray paint and making that silver just really react. And, those kind of things. It's so valuable to have people who are willing to freely give of information, because honestly, you're not hurting other people's businesses. There's so much, like you just said, there's 14 jobs in a week because you opened your mouth. It's not, there's so much work out there to do. People want this done.
Yeah. And I tell you what I've seen too is I have so many people that will come and say, well, I'm going to start my furniture painting business, or I'm going to start this. And let me tell you, saying that you're going to open a business and doing it is two complete different things. Because let me tell you something, you can be the best painter in the world. You can be the best Stone Coat Countertop pourer, decorator. But when you start putting business and you start putting your money into it and your time and going out in front of people, let me tell you something, that is a whole new level of stuff there.
It's not a get rich quick deal. It's definitely hard work for sure.
No, by no means it's not. So.
But on that same note, it's absolutely a viable way to have a very successful business is getting started, right?
Absolutely. It's the real deal.
Yeah.
It's not one of these get rich quick things, I'm going to do a few and get out. No, this is a real deal that you could build your career on, or you can incorporate it in, maybe your own contracting company that you have now. It's the real deal. It's not a fly by night thing. It's not a trend. It's not a trend.
One thing that I saw too is there's so many different avenues that you can go with the skill set. You can do wood tables, you can restore furniture, you can do just counters, you can do just floors, you can do art resin, you can do all these different things, even just with the same skill set. So people who have limited capabilities maybe in their area, or they just want an Etsy store, or they do just want to go out, all these things are, it's really kind of, you can customize each and every bit of this. That's why it's going to be so much more valuable for you teaching a class with how you've taken this product versus somebody who's just doing wood slabs, or versus us who's just doing it here in Oregon. Like Texas is going to be slightly different, and we love that you're interested in doing that. Thank you, Rhonda.
I am. I'm very, very excited. I'm so excited that my mind is. I have lived off coffee for the last 3 nights because I can't sleep, because I'm writing down all that needs to be done and delivered and bought.
Yes, I know. When we put a class on here, there's so much work to do ahead of time so that class isn't wasting time in doing things that are easy to do in your own shop, and so
exactly.
When people come out, they're there to play with epoxy and learn color and learn technique. They're not there to learn how to cut a piece of MDF. They're not there to hear me jabber. They want to play, and so that's what we do.
Exactly. That's exactly right, and that's what I want to give them. I want to give them the bang for the buck, and after that, who knows? We may have a big fish fry or a big barbecue, because we live way out in the country. So
that's awesome.
Not way out in the country. I mean, we live 45 minutes from anywhere, but it seems like way out in the country. And so we're going to have a lot of fun things planned. Once we get going and get rolling and stuff. So I am super, super excited.
Thank you. No, I am for you as well. So, guys, go check out the Stone Coat Countertop Insiders so you can see Rhonda's work and other people's work on there. Go see Rhonda at RK3Designs RK3 Designs on Facebook, and then the .com will be ready in a few weeks.
Yep.
Very
right.
Cool. Rhonda, thank you.
And tell your mom that I so appreciate all her little sweet comments that she gives me on the Insiders. She's so sweet.
Oh my gosh, I love, like, my mom does a lot of art with our products. She actually was going to a lot of like fairs and stuff like that, and she was in a gallery where they were hanging her art, and she loves this product. But more than that, my brother works here, my dad works here, and my mom loves supporting, and so she loves Facebook. Goodness gracious! So she loves what she can't believe what she's seeing. But like, she was kind of timid at first. I was like, Mom, jump in there! Like, this product, go help people. And so she genuinely loves doing it. So it's fun.
Well, you tell her she has to be involved when you come down here, because I must meet her.
I think you've now committed me to another plane ticket, Rhonda.
I know.
I love it. Well, anything else you want to say before we end this?
No, Mike. I mean, I'm just. If you can tell in my voice, I'm super excited and everything with the future. And I think being a part of your business, walking into y'all's business, into y'all's building, when I went up there, instantly I felt welcome. I saw how all your staff worked. When I call up there and ask for somebody or ask for help, they're always, hey, Rhonda, how are you doing? You know, and I've never, ever, and I retail several paints, and I represent several paint companies, so I deal with people all the time in companies, and your company is exactly what you represent it to be. You have, your customer service is impeccable.
Thank you. That means more than you know. We appreciate that. I'm getting emotional. I can't do that. So thank you so much. Did you get a chance to see that review from Joe out in South Carolina that we put up last night from our slab jig?
No, but I will go look at it here just in a second.
So you talked about your why, like why do you do this, and what do you love about your job, and what Joe sent yesterday. That's our why. Like we genuinely love people, and we love people. Like Joe's a wounded vet. You know, he was struggling, and he found a lot of satisfaction in woodworking, and it kind of helped his situation. And you know, Joe started using some of our stuff, and he talks about it. So go check that out. And thanks for what you just said. That means a lot to us, very much. Thank you.
Well, it was from the heart, I promise you.
All right, Rhonda. Well, I can't wait to meet your husband. I can't wait to.
Oh, he's cool.
Yes, I could. Well, shoot, he's married to a firecracker. He better be cool, man.
Yeah, poor thing.
Well, you're awesome. I wish you amazing luck. Also, feel free to reach out anytime. I'm happy to help with any knowledge we have to get your class rocking and rolling. And I can't wait for the future.
All right, me too. And you giving me your cell number was not too smart. I'm going to blow it up.
Blow it up. I'll try to get back as soon as possible. Hey, Rhonda, remember, you got this.
I got you. All right, Mike. Well, look, you have a good rest of the week and a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Rhonda. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, that's Rhonda out in Texas. She is amazing. I had a great time meeting her at our class. My wife and I and Mitch, just goodness gracious, you gravitate towards Rhonda. She's a firecracker. Stay tuned. Coming up on one of our next podcasts, we're going to be talking to another fellow who's really gone bananas with Stone Coat Countertops. If you have any questions, call anytime for free project support, 541-450-1976. We appreciate you tuning in to the Dominate DIY podcast. And remember, until next time, right there, you got this. We'll see you soon. Dominate DIY.